And that breaking news out of the East County, where a wildfire is forcing some evacuations in Santa Ysabel. It is being called the Ysabel fire, and CAL FIRE says it's 173 acres with 0% containment. CAL FIRE tells us it was started around noon by a motorhome that caught fire on Highway 79. This is north of Highway 78 in Santa Ysabel. The flames from the motorhome spreading to that nearby vegetation, very dry as we know right now. The San Diego Sheriff's Department says deputies are conducting evacuations along Schoolhouse Canyon Road. Evacuation warnings are being issued for Epi Hill Road, and an evacuation center is being set up at Lake Henshaw right now. Highway 79, meanwhile, is now back open to one-way traffic between Mesa Grande Road and Schoolhouse Canyon Road. The good news is CAL FIRE says crews have made solid progress and that no structures have been reported damaged so far. Joining us on the phone right now, CAL FIRE Captain Thomas Schutz. Thank you for taking a moment to fill us in here. Captain, with the fire being so close to the highway, has that been easier for crews to reach those flames?
It has. Having that solid access where we can get a bunch of resources in quick is a huge deal for us. This fire still took off up into the hills northeast of the highway, and so still very challenging for our ground resources. But fortunately, with the support of the aircraft, the helicopters, one flying over me right now, the fixed wing, we were able to get this thing held.
What are the biggest challenges that you see right now in terms of the conditions? We know it is so dry right now, all of that brush that we are looking at, but what are some of the biggest challenges with this particular one?
I'd say the hardest thing is we're not going to get any reprieve. We're going to take this all the way into our next good rain, which is probably going to be in winter time. So these fields are going to continue to dry out. The grass and brush the field moistures are going to continue to drop. And we get to that point where we don't need the low relative humidity and the high temperatures and the dusty winds. These fires are going to take off regardless of the conditions, and we're seeing that here today.
And how much help do you have out there? How many crews do you have assisting you right now?
Hundreds of firefighters. We're fortunate to be in peak staffing, so that means we have a lot of resources available to us. That includes our engines, our water tenders, our bulldozers, hand crews, and then of course our resources in the sky. We had multiple helicopters on this one, 6 air tankers at its peak dropping retardant along the fire. So we really throw everything at these fires to try and keep them small. And this one got a little bigger than we'd like to see, but 173, we'll take it all day long with no damage and no injuries. That's a success for us.
And tell us a little bit about the evacuations reported. There have been, but tell me about any structures in the way, or what are your concerns as far as those evacuations are planned right now?
Yeah, this fire bumped right up against those structures on Schoolhouse Canyon Road. Immediate concern. We sent a bunch of resources in there. We obviously work closely with our law enforcement partners. They're out there doing the evacuation. They did a stellar job, got everybody out of harm's way. There's no immediate threat at this point. We feel pretty comfortable, not comfortable enough to let folks back in their homes quite yet, but we're feeling good that it's not going to run through that community. And
that's the good news. Captain Schutz, we hope you and your crew stay safe out there, and we'll check back in with you a little later on this evening.